Morning about destiny and how destiny is calling your name. You're destiny's child. Whether you realize it or not, there's so much destiny inside of you. There's so much potential that has been not even broken or not even tapped into and touched. God has a plan for you, and it's a perfect plan. It's a big plan. It's bigger than you.
And the only way this is going to be fulfilled is with you and God, because you can't do it by yourself. You've got to be willing to move in what He has in plan for you, and willing to move out of what you've been in and step into His thought and His mind and His setting and His arrangements. Destiny tonight, I want to tell you, it has two hands. Destiny has two hands. One to hide you and one to reveal you. Destiny has two hands. Destiny will hide you, but destiny sometimes with the same hand will reach back in and reveal who you are. But destiny must first hide before it can be revealed. You can't just come out on the scene blowing smoke. Come on, somebody. Destiny has to hide for a time. There's such a time as this. There's a Kairos time. There's a moment. There's your timing. Ain't it amazing?
God knows you before you were even born. How do I know that God knows me before I was born? Well, Jeremiah says, I have known you, and I have ordained you, and I have sanctified you before your mother was formed. Before I created an incubator for you to be formed. I already knew you. And the plan was revealed before. You were sanctified. You was predestined. And then I formed you. Good Lord have mercy. I just stepped into something right there. I can talk on those three things tonight. That you were sanctified, you were predestined, and then I made you. So how do you think you're going to mess it up?
I can't pass that go.
That's right.
Come on, somebody. Sanctified, predestined, and then I'll create it. And I did it like that because if I hadn't, you'd have messed it up.
That's true about that.
Somebody said, I appreciate it. Come on, somebody. Thank you. Pull a Mama K on that one. Thank you. Nothing. Anything that's valuable is worth hiding. You leave cheap stuff out, but you hide the value. And you don't think that God is mindful of you? He's been hiding.
Come on.
Because it ain't time yet.
Come on.
The same hand that hid you will be the same hand that will reveal you, but it ain't time. My grandmother, when she died many years ago, and some of you knew, Granny Cat, and Grandma was a precious lady, and Grandma had a little money, but she didn't trust the banking system. She was a smart lady. And so she grew up during the Depression years, so they had it hard, and so what she had, she hid. When she died, they was going through books and magazines, and they'd find $300 here, $300 there. I told Mom and Dad, I said, you need to pull the carpet up. So they started pulling the corners of the carpet up, 300 here, 300 there. The other day, I got a Bible that I had found in her daughter that died a couple years ago. Nobody wanted the Bible, and I found a Bible. And I said, well, you know what? A Bible would be a good place to hide valuables.
Come on.
See, all the valuables was hidden in the Bible. I wish somebody helped me. And I said, you know what? I don't know if anybody's checked this Bible, but I'm going to check this Bible. This wasn't too long ago. This was about 6 months ago. And I opened up the Bible, and there was 2 old $20 bills. When I say old, in the 70s.
Wow.
That's old.
Wow.
That's some of y'all young whippersnappers. That's old. That's old as dirt. I got shoes over in some of them. Come on, somebody.
That's baby stuff.
And I found 2 20s in the 10. What do you think I did? I didn't spend it. I put it in the drawer because I hid it because it was valuable.
Come on.
Something that was valuable for her was valuable to me. And she hid the valuables, because at the time, at the appropriate time, that her other hand, the hand that hid it, would be the same hand that will reveal it in time.
Come on.
At the appropriate time, when she felt that she needed the valuable that she hid, she would reach back if she didn't forget.
Come on.
But God don't
He
forget.
ain't got
That's right.
right.
And at the right time, at the Kairos time, God will take the same hand that hid you and release you. Found money in magazines and under carpet and freezer. It's a good place to hide your money. That's called cold cash. If it's worth something, you will hide it. If it's cheap, you put it on a shelf for everybody to see, but it's really worth something, you will hide it. I often wondered in the ministry, Lord, why is all these places flourishing, and why is this one doing that and this one doing that, and they're able to buy bigger buildings and bigger land and be able to do more for the kingdom and be able to grow. And he says, son, you're studying nickels, noses, and numbers
Come
for
on.
3 ends.
Come on.
Your focus is on man and not me. Because see, I am hiding valuables and I'm giving you the nobodies so they can be somebody.
Come on. Come on.
And it's your job to teach the ways of the kingdom. The ways that a man should go, for the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. He delighteth in that path. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. We can learn these valuable lessons. So is a man thinketh, so is he. Key lessons, simple quotes, simple scriptures that really mean so much in your life and in your destiny. It's a part of your destiny. The part of your destiny that's the greatest part is the part that's in you. See, God has a little part in it because he done it.
Come on.
But you have the biggest part because you got to see and unveil what he is trying to reveal.
Come on. Come on.
I wish somebody help me. And if you don't get it in the right place, you'll never be able to understand who you are and whose you are. Watch this. How this unfolds. And the title of the message is Frustration of Fear. Because we are frustrated with what we fear. And what we fear is something we can't see. We don't never fear something we see. Go to the doctor, the first thing they say, you got a spot on your lungs, you got cancer. You can't see that.
That's right. Come on.
You begin to get frustrated with fear.
Come on.
You begin to get frustrated with see why you keep spinning and toiling and ain't going nowhere. Last night as we was leaving the wedding, and thank you for coming, we had my nephew, he was out there and he stopped in the mud and he was on a little bitty Honda. And then I saw his girlfriend out there and they were running around the car and I was like, what in the world are they doing? I'm ready to go, I'm tired here. I don't know what they're doing, but they need to do it somewhere else. And I was like, what's going on? I said, are y'all stuck? Yeah. Uncle Bash, can you help me? Well, yeah. And he was just spinning and not going anywhere, and he didn't know how because he hadn't been in that predicament before.
Come on.
And he was just spinning and spinning and spinning, and what we do when we spin, we get deeper and deeper and
Yeah,
deeper.
come on. Come on. You're on it
And
now.
I said, don't spin. Stop what you're doing. Oh, come on, somebody. When we can just stop what we're doing and get out of the situation, then we'll learn how not to get back in the situation. It's going to be a good night. I can already tell you. I feel it in my bones. And he was towing and spinning and towing and spinning. I seen him sitting in the car and he was like doing like this. Because the back end is getting deeper and deeper.
Come on.
And somebody had a great idea of putting some hay under the tire. Not too smart because hay ain't gonna do nothing. If it's mud, it's just going to keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper. A little bit of hay ain't going to pull him out.
No.
Because what he was on was not a firm foundation.
That's right. Come on now.
Oh, it was sinking sand. And I said, don't spin. When I tell you to go, go. When I tell you to stop, stop. And I got my nephew in the back, and I said, we're going to push, and when I tell her to stop, she's going to stop, and we're going to rock. Somebody say, stop, rock, stop, and go. Stop, rock, go. Stop, rock, and go. Stop, rock, and roll. We stop, we rock, we go, because we got to get out, and you got to shift the situation. Because what you're in is a hole. You've dug yourself a hole, and you got to get to another place, and the only way you can get to another place is not doing the same thing, but you got to use the same mobile to get there. I wish somebody helped me just a little bit, so you have to try something different, because you can burn your tires out,
Come on.
burn the transmission out, and the motor be coughing. It's been vaping too long. Come on, somebody. And we didn't do it but just a few seconds, and we won't wore out with it. Because it didn't take but just a little bit of push. Push. It don't take much to get out of the situation, just push. Pray until something happens. Just push. Just a little bit of push will carry you a long way. Oh, you really think you can get that tank out of there? Yeah, push. When two or more touch and agree. When unity comes, it's a greater force of pushing. And then somebody help me out. Somebody dare to go on the deep end with me and just get a little loud tonight and say, don't stop.
Don't stop.
Keep going.
Keep going.
See, when you get out of the hole, don't stop.
Yes, sir.
Keep going. Don't stop, look back and find out what the hole is.
Yes, sir.
Don't see how deep the hole was. Don't see where you come from. Keep going.
That's right.
The road is ahead of you, not behind you.
Yes, sir.
Trouble was behind you, but there's a future ahead of you. Don't stop.
Don't stop. Hey, hey.
Destiny is in our future. We find here in Exodus chapter 2, in verse 5, we find a story here that everybody knows the story. We find that there's a man called Moses. Moses is fixing to be hidden and revealed. Hidden and revealed. Believe it or not, your whole life is about being hidden and being revealed.
Amen.
You thought that that person that was on your job, that was around you, was your friend, but it might be a witch.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on. You own it now.
Come on. Yes, sir.
You thought that your best friend was behind you and for you. But all the while he was bleeding you dry. He might have been a warlock.
Come on.
He might have been a devil. But God has got a way of hiding
Come on.
and revealing, because some of the things that you did in your past could have been revealed.
Praise the Lord.
But God hid. Come on, somebody. There were so many things right now. If it was exposed right there, everybody in here would do like this and run out.
Come on.
But God hid,
Yes.
so God could reveal.
Come on.
Praise the Lord.
And in that revealing is glory. It's never being ashamed.
Yeah.
Moses, in verse 5 in Exodus chapter 2, and the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river. Her maiden walked along by the river's side. When she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. When she had opened it, she saw the child. And behold, the baby wept. She had compassion on him and said, this is one of the Hebrews' children. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call thee a nurse and the Hebrew woman, that she may nurse the child for thee? Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. I want to talk tonight about being hidden and being revealed. See, in God's plan, which is destiny and purpose, and sowing and reaping, because God so sowed one son so he could have many sons. He sowed one deliverer so he could have many deliverers. And Moses was nothing but a foreshadow of the deliverer to come.
Come on.
And Moses, as a deliverer, even in his deliverance, was hidden.
Yeah.
His mother, Moses was hidden before he was born in his mother's womb. Nobody knew.
Come on.
Then when Moses crowned and was birthed, there was a decree that went out by Pharaoh to kill all the babies because Pharaoh understood that this is a time for a deliverer. See, this is why trouble's all around you, because it's time for a deliverer. See, you don't understand. You can't get it. You think it's all about, why me? It's a victimized spirit, and it ain't about you. It's about God hiding you so He can reveal you. But in your hidden state, He's nurturing you. So when you come out, you'll be ready to go. Because the people don't need 20 more years of stress and trouble. They need to be delivered themselves right now. And how in the world can they be delivered when you yourself hadn't been delivered? I'm preaching good.
Come on, Sister Kathy. Yeah, amen.
Moses was hidden in his mother's womb. The midwives had a decree to kill all the babies on the birthing stool and all the Hebrew women. When Moses came out, his mother took and hid him in an ark. And in that ark he was hidden. And then she put him down a Nile River. Now, I want you to think about this. A Nile River in Egypt, they had all types of disease. They had plagues and lice and locusts, but they had something that was very powerful. They had crocodile. Now, I want you to see this picture. Now, a crocodile is sensitive to smell. He uses his sense of smell to determine his prey.
Yes, yes.
You don't think a crocodile couldn't smell a newborn baby?
Yes, come on.
But God hid Moses as he was traveling down the Nile River. He hid him in an ark.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on.
And then the ark resided in bulrushes at the designated place
Yeah.
at the appropriate time for a midwife to come out and to find him hidden in an ark, in the Nile, in the bulrushes.
Yeah, yeah.
Destiny was fixed to be unfolded. And look how awesome God is. God would take this boy that was supposed to be killed, that was a deliverer, and He took this child and He performed a miraculous journey just for the child not going down the Nile River, not seeing all the crops. We don't know how far he went. Now we see the Ten Commandments, and we see Charleston Heston as Moses, and he stands up on the rock, and we see the baby, and we see the mother just put the baby in a basket, and he travels about 20 feet. Not so. Moses had a long journey to get to where he was going while he was hidden with one hand to be revealed with the other hand. Good God already. It's getting good already. I think I done snuck up on something. A unique devil. And this midwife called out and says, it's a Hebrew. God said put it in the heart of Pharaoh's daughter.
Yeah.
That she wanted a child and couldn't have one. Somebody help me out and say, whoop, Daddy. Whoop, Daddy. I'm telling you, in your life, when it happens, you're going to say, whoop, Daddy. And God has hid you for such a time as this. It's agape time. I mean, a Kairos time. It's agape time too. It's a love time.
That's right. Come on.
Because there's a destiny child that's involved.
Come on.
It's a deliverer waiting to be delivered. But in the process of your delivery, there's obstacles. There's barriers. And we've been told all our life it was the devil. But it was God all along. We've been told all our lives it was the devil that did it. We was talking this morning at lunchtime at the dinner table. We was talking about how that why so many people come in and out of our lives, why our children can't get a boyfriend or can't get a girlfriend. I want to tell you, for some of you who are looking to mate, You're not going to be able to get a mate. And I know you like John and you think he's so cool and he's so good looking. He looks good. He just walks just right. He looks banging. I know you see that number 10 babe coming. And you can't understand why she won't look at you. How can you see? How can she see what you can't find?
That's right. Come on.
You've been hidden.
Come on.
Yeah, you've been hidden. Oh, Johnny, will you look at me?
That's funny.
He can't see. Look at that girl he's out with. She's jacked up. She don't have no gifts. She don't have no talents. I have gifts. I have talents. I have charisma. I have looks. I have just a little bit of jingle. Wow. And you waste all your life saying why. If you would chase God more than you chase a dress,
Come on.
come on. If you would seek after God quicker than you seek after Johnny, the same hand that hid you might be the same hand that released you and revealed you. I don't understand. I'm a good guy. Yes, but you can't see. But nobody, wait a minute. Nobody's no more frustrated than me. Here I am in anger. With 30 people.
Hey, Pat.
Last Sunday we got up to 100. This Sunday was 40. And then you look across the aisle and you say, who's missing? Because everybody's so up and down, you can't tell who's in and who's out. I bet you couldn't tell me who's missing this morning because we're so used to seeing so many different people fill the gaps. So nobody's no more frustrated in this situation than I am. Nobody knows how to go down the Nile River with 3 heart attacks and dying 3 times, being sick all your life, people accusing you wrongfully. See, they don't know what you know.
Go ahead, Moses.
You are a deliverer. They don't know that you're a deliverer.
Hey.
Because they're waiting for somebody to deliver them, and you might be the very somebody they're trying to kill.
Come on.
I wish somebody help me now. And you're killing them by not knowing, but when you know, killing me softly with your song. What if you was to turn that thing around and say, it's not about me, it's about them. So when I can find the self-confidence in myself and know that I've been hidden for such a time as this, smile and shine.
Hey.
So Jesus, you ready? Go ahead and give him a high five. So let's do this thing.
Let's do this thing.
Circumstances and situations that he was involved in, that God had hid him. Moses was drawn out because God was drawing him. He was drawn out of his mother's womb. He was drawn into an ark and drawn out of an ark. He was drawn into the river Nile. He was drawn out of the river Nile. He was drawn into the bulrushes. He was drawn out of the bulrushes. He was drawn out of the bulrushes, out of the ark, out of the Nile, out of his mother's womb, into Pharaoh's hands. But it didn't stop there. He was still hidden.
Yes.
The only time what's in you is going to be revealed is when it's uncovered. Or when you find that it's been covered up.
Come on.
Yeah.
And the only way you're going to be able to find that it's been covered up is when you find that it's been uncovered.
Come on.
And Moses was in the palace. He played in Pharaoh's seat. He held himself. And him and his brother run around. Ramses, and they enjoyed the benefits of being a king's kid, but he was not a deliverer yet. Moses, as he went out and become an aged man, still thinking childhood thoughts. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. When I was a child, I spake as a child, I knew as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, put away the foolishness. One day he saw one of his brethren being beaten, being killed. Somebody say it's a cover-up.
It's a cover-up.
I'm telling you it's a cover-up. It's been a cover-up from day one. It's been a cover-up. Somebody say it's time to be revealed. I'm telling you that Jesus himself was covered up for 30 years.
Come on.
You don't think Jesus was frustrated? I believe Jesus was kind of frustrated because he knew. The doctors was astonished at his teaching. The lawyers was amazed. They said, what manner of man is it? Who is this young boy who can just teach with etiquette? Who is this man that can just speak and he has the knowledge of the Old Testament, but yet he has something of the new?
Come on.
He has the knowledge of the old, but he's trying to bring us into the new as a boy. Who is he? Jesus himself didn't know who he was until he was covered up that day when he went to the Jordan River. And when he went down, the covering came on, and when he came up, the revealing came off. I was somebody help me, and God himself said, this is my son whom I well please. Whatever he says, hear him. He who hath an ear, let him hear what he says. From 30 years old to 3.5 years old, now he began to walk around. Jesus, it's stormy out here. Jesus, we're going to die. Carest thou not that we perish? They woke him up in the hindermost part of the ship. Now the hindermost part of the ship, it wasn't a big ship. It was Peter's ship, and he was a fisherman. They weren't big ships. He couldn't hide too far. Water was coming over the bow. Water was all down in the stern of it. Water was just swashing around and getting all over Jesus, and it didn't even wake him up. The circumstance of reality didn't even move him.
Come on.
But when one of his says, Lord, carest thou not that we perish? It moved him. It caused him awake out of his sleep. He stood up upon the bow and said, peace, be still. See, peace on the outside can't come until peace on the inside comes.
Come on.
Being in the will of God will cause the storm to cease. And you won't even have to go through the storm. Being out of the will of God, the storm will overtake you and you will fall into the temptation of the storm and be drowned by the hell that's in the storm, Joe. I tell you, Paul, when you come into being of the will of God, or in the will of God, you'll have to pass Paul through the storm. And you'll have to deal with the benefits of the storm. But be in the will of God, you can tell the storm to stop. I wish somebody help me tonight. There's a storm that's raging around us. And it's not because it has to happen. It's because we don't know that we have the power and we can control it. I prayed yesterday several times that the rain would cease. Pouring down rain. Cats and dogs. I don't know what that means. Raining cats and dogs.
It's raining.
Every time it was raining, I heard something go, rear, whoo, rear, whoo. I read this one. I said, Lord, stop the storm. I'm sorry. I got off by myself because everybody else is talking about it's going to rain. Everybody else talking about it ain't going to rain. Everybody else talking about it's going to be a beautiful day. And it was amazing that the people that didn't know God was talking about it's going to be a beautiful day. And I was battling all kind of voices. And it rained and rained and rained. I said, God, it's got to stop. He said, well, speak to the storm. I said, okay, clouds, you got to send back. Sun, you got to come out. Birds, you got to start singing. Somebody told me this morning, I believe it was Brother Tony, I said, the birds are singing. He said, they're singing to the sons of God.
Right.
I wish somebody help me. They don't have to sing to
Come
God
on.
because they've done that for thousands of years.
Come on.
Now they're doing it to the ones who's supposed to subdue, multiply, and have dominion.
Right.
For we are the sons of God.
Hey, it's me.
The birds are singing to us this morning. And it didn't stop raining. And all of a sudden, about 15, 20 minutes before the wedding started, it stopped raining. And I want you to know it didn't rain no more. It stopped raining during the ceremony. It stopped raining after the ceremony. I said, Lord, why did you do it this way? He said, you didn't tell me how to do it. You didn't want it to rain on your wedding. And it did. You didn't give a specific time. Because you still didn't understand who you were. Moses did not understand who he was until it was revealed to him that I have compassion deep down in my soul. When he saw one of his brethren being bruised. Now, you got to understand Moses. Moses was a confused man. He was too Hebrewic to be Egyptian, but too Egyptian to be Hebrewic. He didn't know who he was. He had Hebrew blood running through his veins, but he was taught by the Egyptians. I want you to know tonight, you're the very same.
Yeah.
You have Hebrew blood running through your veins, but you've been taught by the Egyptians. See, we're not trying to get out of Egypt. We're already out. We're trying to get Egypt out of you.
Come on.
Yeah. I need that.
The remnants.
Yeah.
Flying away. One glad morning. Can't wait. I'm still a sinner by grace. I don't know if I'm a filthy rag. I don't know if I'm a wormy worm. Don't know if I've been translated from a cocoon to a worm or a worm to a cocoon. I don't know. I'm in a transition because you have not been revealed yet. Moses saw that slain that he cared for as his people were being beaten and bruised. This is where the rubber hits the road. This is when it becomes transparent. This is when things begin to change. When you can open your eyes and physically see what time it is in your life and the life of those who are around you.
That's true.
I think that's it.
Come on.
And when your eyes are open and your mouth is shut,
Come on.
your problem is your mouth is engaged and your eyes are closed. And your mouth needs to stop, and your eyes need to look, and your ears need to hear and see what time it is in your life and those who are around you. Then you can see the suffering of humanity. Because inside of you, something that's hidden is fixing to be revealed.
Come on.
It's called destiny. Some of you don't have a clue about what I'm talking about tonight. Not a clue. You're still feeding cows 40 years ago. I'm telling you the truth. Some of you don't have a clue what I'm talking about. You're way out there, wiggy. Don't know where you are. Moses saw that which he loved beaten. He stood before in the process of between the world and the love of God. Hell and salvation. He stood between that. And he come against that which bruised the ones he loved.
Yeah.
Watch this. When he hid it in the natural, it was revealed in the supernatural.
Come on.
That's true.
When he hid that which would cause him to go from the pit, Joseph, to the palace, he hid it in the mud. God revealed Moses the day that he was here. When Moses began to run from his circumstance to a place of barrenness, that's where some of you are right now. Why ain't nothing growing around here? Must be the devil. Why am I here all by myself? Is anybody home? Where? Everybody. Nobody's got that with you. It's called revealing. Not God, but revealing of what's been in you all along. Moses. Does anybody know my name? I don't know if I'm a Hebrew or I'm a Victor. Moses. Yea, Lord. Come up here. Come up higher. Because my thoughts are higher. You can't stay down there in the wilderness. The problem is the fear of frustration is you think you're too old. But let me tell you something. Moses was 40 when God called him out. Jesus was 30.
Come on.
Yes.
Moses had learned the Egyptian ways. He was the most knowledgeable. He went to Egypt and Harvard. He was very knowledgeable. Providence School, Egypt. He knew all the ways. He knew all the language. He could speak fluent Hebrew. He could speak fluent Egyptian. He knew. He knew how to handle finances. He knew how to handle people. Because he was learned to be a leader from the time he was born. But Moses had a problem. It was his anger, his frustration. His destiny was before him, but his frustration kept him.
That's true. I understand that.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if some of us just gives a sigh of relief and you see all those witches and you see all those devils that surround you. They're trying to get ahead of you, and they are.
Yeah.
And they're not climbing the corporate ladder, they're just kicking people out from under the ladder.
Come on.
And they'll make it and you ain't. You're just frustrated. Come on, just help me out. I know you do that so well. I've done this before. You've been here before. Ain't it amazing? Ain't it amazing that Hollywood, ain't it amazing that the movies, ain't it amazing that television producers know that if they put the end of the story first. Come on, somebody. You see a movie and the end of the story is right before you. Then it has to play through, and they have to cut and place and cut and paste, as you say on your computer, and cut and paste and glitch and move and shift and move everything in order. And as it goes in order, and then it comes back through, and you say, okay, so here's the perfect picture here, but the ending is here. It's kind of like what the Bible is. It's kind of like what your life is about. Why is it that God would give you full reign of His earth in the beginning?
Come on.
And
then the ending of it, He told you how you was going to get it. The revealing of the Christ
in you.
Wow. The end of the story was at the beginning.
Come on.
And the beginning of the story was at the end.
Come on.
The circle of life.
Come on, sing it.
Wow. Nellie. Moses, come here, boy. Why, Lord? Because I'm going to reveal myself in you in a burning bush that will not burn, because that bush is a tree. But all you are is a bush right now, so I can't show it in the form of a bush. I mean a tree, because you're still a child.
Come on.
So I had to put you in the bush. But I'm going to show you that I'm refining you, but I'm not going to burn you up. Because as you look at it, you're going to see the fullness of that bush. But I'm in it, refining.
Right, that's good.
When I was a child, I thought as a child, I spake as a child, but when I became a man, I put away the child's thought. Though I look through a glass darkly dim, now I can see him face to face. What was Moses looking at? His reflective image. What was speaking to him? Destiny. What was destiny calling? Holiness. Righteousness. Son, take off your shoes. Wow. It's holy. You are a holy man, going to deliver a holy nation. And when you go out there, they ain't going to look holy. Somebody say the dirty dozen.
No, dirty dozen.
Jesus, that's what you're going to have. But somebody say Hogan's hero.
Oh, you that's right.
See, God is up. He's trying to get you out, to get you in. But in the process of time, you're still hidden. But at the appropriate time, God is going to bring some revealing. God hid him. He hid him on the backside of the wilderness. Here it is right here. Catch this. God hid him in a place that was not comfortable. That sounds like anybody here. Don't smile, just look straight ahead. Just keep a mundane face. Some of you are in a place that's not comfortable.
Amen.
Are we there yet? I was back there earlier today and I crossed my legs or something. I got up and I was like, sometimes, Jacob, you have to pull it because you didn't hold on to God and say, I'm not going to let you go till you bless me. God says, I'm not going to let you go
Come on.
till I bless you. Jacob, what's your name? Jacob. That's what blessed me. The way you said it. Because you're tired of being a chisel.
Come on.
You're tired of being a liar. I'm going to turn you into Israel. But until that, I'm going to hold on till you get a hold of what I got a hold of. Because you don't realize what I got a hold of. I got a hold of you. God is so in love with you. He's got a hold of something that's more precious than silver. He got a hold of something more precious than anything he's ever created because he didn't create a squirrel in his image. He didn't create a dandelion in his likeness. He created you. Come on. In his image. God created you to be just like him. And he has put you on the backside of the wilderness until you can be revealed to yourself and see what's inside of you by fire. See? Lord, I baptize you in water. But there's coming one mighty after me, John. It's going to baptize you in the kingdom, in the Holy Ghost, and with fire. Then the Bible says he's an all-consuming fire. I reckon he is. Because everything he sets his lips on, he's going to consume. Notice it said lips.
Yes.
There's life in the Word. Moses was 40 years old before God would call him out. And then, for some of you old folks, like AARP called it. Calling somebody the other day. I said, hold on a minute, I got a place of order. And I said, I want a butter biscuit. I know, that's revealing. And a sweet tea mixed with lemonade.
Come on.
They have a sugar intake.
How are we going to work that out, Pastor? Right.
And then I said, senior citizen. And my sister was on the other line. She said, I want you to go, boy. I said, go, boy, what? She said, you're using that senior citizen stuff. I said, you better believe it. I said, but down any old time. Come on, somebody. Enough times to cause me to ride a quarter horse one day. Praise the Lord. 80 years old before Moses would step back into the place that he was nurtured in to deliver. 80 years old. 80 years old. I know a lot of people as they get older, they get more grumpy. I know a lot.
How about you, kid?
You want to tell your mom. When you get older, that's why you have babies. Because you're patient. See the world and last nerve. 40 years old and have a child. They'll be 6 years old, 7 years old, 40 start baseball. And you out there trying to throw with them. And you done been throwing for 40 years. Come on, somebody. Work in the ground. Come on, somebody. I just heard a Kenny Rogers song. You got to know when to hold it. Know when.
Oh, him, Lord.
80 years old. But God in the burning bush, I believe, revealed to Moses. And revealed, been hidden for 80 years. Jesus had a ministry for 3.5 years. But he was hidden for 30. Come on. I want you, I really do. I want you to, let's settle down. I want you to see how Jesus felt when he walked for 30 years, knowing he had something inside of him to deliver people. Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about.
Go ahead.
Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about because see, you tried to be with them, but you couldn't.
That's right. Come on.
You tried to dress like them, but you couldn't. You tried to move with them,
Come on.
but you couldn't. You acted like them, you talked like them, but God would always draw you out. You'd go home and cry
You know.
and say, God, why can't I fit in?
No.
Why am I a little nerdy boy? Pants up to here.
No, that's
Why can't I fit in? I want to fit in like the rest of them. He said, because if you get too close, you can't deliver.
That's right. Come on. Come on, get on it now.
Get too close to them, they can't hear you. Because you're buds.
Yes.
So I've separated you from them. Because one day I will reveal my plan to you and I will unveil who you are. You're going to think it's the devil because that's what you've been taught. Because as long as you think it's the devil, you'll never reveal my plan will never be revealed in you because you won't get it because you thought the devil did it instead of me. I'm greater than the devil, Job. The devil couldn't even touch Job until God took his hand off of him because he was hidden.
Yeah.
And the only way he was hidden was because the devil kept on and on and on and on. And God said, okay, I'm going to show you how powerful he is and how powerful the God that's in him is. So I'll expose him, and you do anything what you can and what you want to, but you'll never take inside of him what's in him.
That's right.
You won't take inside of him what's in him. Because great is he that is in me. He that is in the world. Close. Jesus saw all the frustration. He saw his father getting older. It's not what's in the crowd, it's the problem. It's because you're trying to be connected to the crowd. It's the problem. Our young people are in a whirlpool. Our young people are in a cesspool of hell that's all around. Our young people has eaten the tree of knowledge so much, all they know is the world. Yeah, they're growing up here. And little Sally, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, she's expanding and developing. She's like an 18-year-old woman. She acts like an 18-year-old woman because that's all what she sees on TV. That's all she knows. Vanity. Vanity. Is that not a book?
Yeah.
Vanity Fair. Ain't that something? That the world would look at what Solomon cursed and said, I'm in a situation because I'm in, I wasted my life because of vanity, and you're going to put it on a book, and you're going to sell it to a people and make them look like a Barbie doll, when a Barbie doll is out of plastic from China. It ain't even made in the USA. And you're going to present it to the people. And then when they get overweight, like 3 pounds, and something gets out of proportion, then they get a hold of something called anorexia. Then they stop eating. Believe me. Is that right? Believe me. And now every time that food, they're around food or smell food, they get sick and throw up because their stomach's so small that the least little bit of food will cause them to throw it up because they have created vanity from without, from within. Now they have a spirit of insecurity. These men walk around, they have pornography on their brain. It's easy to get now. All you got to do is get on yourself. You just look straight ahead. I know who I'm talking to and what I'm talking about. It's so easy to nobody knows. Nobody knows. Now when we look at that, when we look at our wife, we're turned off because they don't have the size that she had on that video. Come on. And we talk her into going to have implants and liposuction. And now we have anger in the house. We're frustrated because of fear. Frustration. Because all pornography is, and all it was ever designed to be, was a fantasy. It's not real. And those girls and those guys that are involved in that, they got money. Because it pays big money. But there's a settledness in the spirit that's not inside. The scars. Now every time you look at your wife and you have a relationship with her, you're thinking about the Destiny did not cause you to fit in. It causes you to stand up and stand out. Destiny does not cause me to fit in. I could not understand for the life of me why I couldn't fit in. I was the laugh of the party. Everybody followed. Entourage in my hand. I got the whole world in my hand. I got the whole. But you know what? Second car wreck happened. And vanity left me in the spirit. Something else happened in the spirit. I became revealed. Because I have found out for the first time what's the most valuable thing in my life. And that is life. Now I begin to value me more. What I'm doing with myself, because the way to sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life, and I don't want to remain in sin because I know what it's like to die. I don't want to die. I want to live. And I believe the more life you get comes by the more light you get. John chapter 14, John chapter 1, verse 14. He's delighted life for him. And light is nothing more but revelation. And when God, see God himself, you ready for this? He hides.
Yeah.
There's time in your life you want to fight it and you can't seem to. But he hadn't been hidden. It's your nakedness. That's why you couldn't see him. Because you was more confident about what you had on. Adam, where are you? God was right. Somebody say right there.
Right there.
God was right there where he was, and he said, where are you? I've hid myself. Why? Because of my nakedness. What did God's response? What was his response? Adam, how do you know this? Who told you that you was naked? Don't you know that I'm trying to reveal who you are? And if you can defeat the serpent, it's in your life. Here it is right here. You ready? If you can defeat the serpent in your life, you can have the land. Those Israelites, when they went through and they crossed Jordan in Joshua chapter 3, and when they crossed Jordan and they went upon Jericho, they began to praise God, and the walls fell down and they danced on the rubble of the walls that was keeping them from their promise.
Yeah.
I want to tell you tonight that you fix to dance on the rubble of the walls that's keeping you from your promise. Good God, I reckon. I don't know if you're here. I don't know if you got that, but I just want to challenge you. If anybody's got a 30-second praise, you fixing to dance on less than 2 seconds. You fixing to dance on the rubble of the walls that's been binding you and keeping you from your promise. There's a promise, and it's the destiny of God. Christ in you, the hope of glory. And when you can see God in you, then the world will see Christ in you, and they too will be changed. Yes, sir.
That's the gospel.
You think it's about money. You think it's about paying loans off. You think it's about a job. It ain't about a job. It's about a deliverer. And he lives inside of you, and you become what he is.
Come on.
You want it now, Pastor. Come on.
I want to have notary. Well, go be a notary. I want to be seen. Working hard. I want to be heard. Be a rock star. I want to be used. Be kingdom.
Yeah.
You. Come on. You ain't traveling enough. You got a mindset of Raleigh is the farthest you ever go. I wish somebody helped me. You got a Harnett County. You got an invisible Harnett County line wrapped around you. Because somebody said it's an invisible fence, and just like a dog, the closer you get to it, you begin to get shot. Back up. Come on. Then you get shot enough, you don't come within 10 foot of them.
Come on. Come on.
It's time for you to grow some wings. It's time for you to expand your medulla oblongata. Come on, somebody. It's time for your cerebellum to get bigger. Come on, somebody. It's time to learn something and go somewhere in life.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm on that.
Tomorrow, I tell you what I've done today. I have preached you up, and I'm telling you, I'm tired. I've had a long journey. But I have give you everything, and I'm fixing to slip my slippers in and slip them on. And I'm going to sleep at 9 o'clock tomorrow, and I'm cutting my cell phone off. So if you need me, I'll call you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I'm telling you something. Your mindset is too small for you, for the world, and definitely for God. And you have to start thinking bigger. What you going to do about what you're thinking? I'm going to put it in action. How are you going to do it? How are you going to put this thing in action, what God's put in your heart? Get around other people that's put into action what God put in their heart.
Come on, man.
Get around kingdom-minded people, which, good luck. Get around some folks that know something. Get around some folks that can help you step up your game. Ben Carson. I'm not endorsing Ben Carson by no means or any other candidate. It's too early to take. Way too early to take. I saw him the other night. I'll be honest with you. I hate that Ben Carson is running. I'm going to tell you why. I've seen too many good men be corrupted by the system. But he was telling his testimony. He said he grew up on the streets in the hood. He was making bad grades, and his mama got them boys together and told them that they're going to have to start coming in the house. They can't watch TV until they read a book and give a report off the book. And they had a bunch of books a week they had to read, and they had to give a report on paper of what they read. That's pretty good, ain't it?
Yes.
That ain't the story. Their mama couldn't even read. But she understood something.
Yeah.
She understood that reading, studying. Study to show thyself, prove it yourself. She understood that sitting and reading, mind is a terrible thing to waste. And she herself couldn't read, and they said, well, what did your mom do? And he said that Mama would take those reports out of our boys, and she would underline certain things. And they thought that she could read. Mama's gift. Mama's womb, Mama's breast, a mother's hips. God did all that for Ben Carson. Come on, somebody. God has a plan.
Come on, man.
God has a plan. He had it in your mama. He had it in your daddy. They might have missed it, but don't you miss the opportunity.
I'm on
How God so planned you I know the plan that I have for your life.
Yes, Lord.
And it is good.
Yes.
Somebody say good.
Good.
Somebody ought to help me one more time and say good.
Good.
And the end is what?
Good.
Is good. God has planned. There's a spirit that's telling you that you're too old. But when the fullness of time comes in your life, the same hand that hid you will be the same hand that will reveal it. I know you've been through all this stuff. You still going through it. But Mark says, there's a reason.
Go ahead, Mark.
Just
Reason
There's a reason.
that you're going through these things.
Come on.
Count it all joy. There's a far more way north on the other side of the Nile River, the crocodile, the lice, the locusts, Pharaoh, sickness, disease, my husband, my wife, my children, my job. Some of you missed the opportunity. Others was passed before you in the job setting. And you didn't get it. And you wanted why? I'll tell you why. You didn't kill him.
That's right.
That joker that you thought was so handsome and God took him out of your life.
Come on.
Why did he? Because you might could have been a drug dealer's wife.
That's right.
That woman that you thought was Miss America, here comes Miss America. That woman that broke your heart when she left you. She's now got 4 children by 3 different men. I wish somebody helped me.
Come on.
You know why I say that last one? Well, I'm closing. God has a plan. Why did he leave me with 2 children? You better thank God he did. It almost killed me. I almost lost my mind. But you did. Why couldn't they see my value and my assets? They could. And that's why they had to walk away. Because it was, you ready for this? It was too big for me.
Come on.
I think I said something. I wanted to quit, but I think I stepped right back into something with shoes on.
Come on.
God has a plan. Repent. Change the way you think. Get plugged in to relations. Remember, iron sharpens iron. Has anybody ever sharpened a blade? Oh yeah. You know what's happening to that stone when you're sharpening? It's being sharpened itself. Both pieces of material is being refined. Both material is being refined when you can come together. Why did the crocodile swallow you? As you're floating in life, going down the Nile, corruption, and all you are. See, you got to see yourself as God sees you. He sees you as a newborn baby. Come on. Well, you mean to tell me he sees me? I got my AARP card. He sees you and he smells you as a newborn baby. Do you really think God can see age? You know, God didn't record age. Man did. God didn't record age. Moses did. Did he not?
Yes,
Matthew did. Did he not?
yes.
God didn't record age. I said something a couple Sundays ago, I want you to get in your spirit. You need to forget your birthdays. And quit celebrating 40 and 50 and 60. It's good to celebrate your birthday. It's an awesome thing. But quit celebrating the day of the age of your life. And pretty soon you'll forget it. Let me tell some of you others something. Throw away those little numbers that you put on your birthday card. Come on. Come on. 12 and 14 and 16. Because somebody else is 51 is going to come along and tell you how bad they feel. And if you don't know you're 51, you ain't going to agree with how they feel. Come on. Come on. I wish somebody help me. I can't remember how old I am. Am I 50 or 60? I can't remember. Somebody said God has a plan. That's it.